everyone's feeling the pinch as such. And I think when it comes to, people spending, they have to make a lot of cuts. And unfortunately, this industry is, one of the first to lose it because, they have bills to pay.
For many, many restaurants, it's an all too familiar problem. More empty seats as Albertans try to save money during trying times, impacting restaurant owners like John Malia, who runs Ashford House Pub in Manchester Square.
We opened up last February, so we haven't been open very long. What I found definitely is a case of what we forecast hasn't come to bear. There is a nice group of people around, but they're just not spending as much.
Just like we're struggling because of the higher costs and the higher interest rates, so are our guests. And as you know, we're an industry that relies on discretionary spending. And without that discretionary spending, when people have to tighten their belts, we're often the ones that are impacted.
In addition to post-pandemic challenges, Von Schellitz says food supply shortages, huge inflation rate and cost increases, and labor shortages haven't made things easier for restaurant owners. But he says restaurants in Alberta are in better shape than in other places in Canada, crediting lower costs and the provincial government's extension of the gas tax credit.
But that's not to say that we still don't have problems. We have an industry right now where 51%, which we've never seen before, are either losing money or just barely breaking even. And that's a real concern for the industry as it relates to a combination of those factors.
And across town at the Transit Smokehouse and Barbecue, their owner says they're facing very similar issues.
Things are tough. It's a nightmare out there. It has been difficult at best of times. Restaurants are hard at any given time, but to do it during the COVID and then you run into the inflationary pressures, it's been very difficult.
Ray Pritlove says with the restaurant turning 2 at the end of the month, he's not seeing as much of his base as usual when it comes to customers. And with Canada's inflation rate now announced as up to 4% for August because of gas prices, Pritlove says it never ends.
Everything that goes up gets translated to our bottom line. So they might say food is only up 6%, but the transportation to get it there might be up 8%. So that gets added to it, and everything gets added to it.
Back at Ashford House, Malia says he's hopeful there will be an increase in customers this fall.
I mean, our bread and butter is people coming in and having a good time. And the more they come in, the more we can afford to pay our staff, pay our utilities, take home a wage. So currently, as it stands, we're lucky to, take home a salary at the moment. I don't see myself taking a salary until probably next year. An
industry continuing to watch inflation go up while fighting to keep their bottom line down, all while hoping customers keep walking through their doors. From Edmonton, Adrienne South, City News.